There's a moment in every person's life when they realize motivation isn't coming to save them. That spark you wait for, that perfect feeling you think you need to begin, it rarely arrives. Real progress begins on the days you feel tired, when the bed feels warmer, when the mind whispers, just skip today. That's where discipline begins. In silence, in discomfort, in the moments no one sees. This audiobook is about that kind of strength. The quiet kind. The kind that doesn't shout or show off. The kind that's built, one small choice at a time. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to change your response to resistance. Let's begin there. Chapter 1. The Lie of Motivation. For years you've been told to find your motivation. But motivation is like the weather. It changes every day. Sometimes it's sunny and full of energy. Other times it's gray, heavy, and uninviting. You can't build a stable life around something that unstable. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't feel inspired to do it. You just do it because it's part of who you are. That's what discipline really is. Identity. It's not about forcing yourself. It's about becoming the kind of person who does what needs to be done. So, stop waiting to feel ready. You don't need motivation. You need a decision. Start small. Show up today, not because you're inspired, but because your future deserves it. Chapter 2. The Habit of Showing Up. Every master was once a beginner who kept showing up. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Discipline isn't about intensity. It's about repetition. It's what happens when you do the right thing day after day, even when it feels invisible. Think of a seed under the soil. Nothing seems to be happening, but the roots are growing quietly in the dark. Your habits work the same way. The work you put in when nobody's watching is building something you'll see later. Show up when it's boring. Show up when it's quiet. Show up when you doubt yourself, because the habit of showing up is how confidence is born. It's how ordinary people become extraordinary by simply refusing to disappear. Chapter 3. Pain is the entry fee. Every dream has a price, and that price is discomfort. You'll never grow without friction. You'll never evolve without challenge. The pain of effort is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. The truth is, you can't avoid pain. You can only choose which kind you're willing to live with. Discipline says, I choose the pain that leads to growth. When you feel tired, when things get heavy, remember, this is the fee every strong person has paid. Instead of running from pain, lean into it. Breathe through it. See it as the signal that you're leveling up. You're not being punished. You're being refined. Chapter 4. Systems over feelings. If you rely on feelings, you'll always be inconsistent. If you rely on systems, you'll always be grounded. Discipline isn't about having willpower every day. It's about creating an environment where success becomes the default. You don't decide whether to go to work every morning. You just go. That's structure. And structure is freedom. Start with small systems. Set a time to wake up. Create a morning ritual. Plan your day the night before. End the day with reflection. Your brain loves patterns. Once it knows what to expect, discipline starts to feel natural. That's the secret no one talks about. You don't fight your emotions, you design around them. And soon, you'll stop asking, how do I stay disciplined? Because discipline will simply be who you are. Chapter 5. The War Within. The greatest battles are never fought in public. They happen in silence, inside your mind. Every morning, a quiet negotiation begins. One voice says, "You've done enough. Rest today." The other whispers, "Keep going. You're not finished yet." That tug of war is where discipline lives. It's not about hating yourself into action. It's about loving yourself enough to do what's right for you, even when it's hard. Every time you silence the voice of comfort, you strengthen the voice of purpose. Every time you choose progress over pause, you shift your identity a little more toward who you're meant to be. Don't expect the war to end. Just learn to fight it with grace. When the excuses start speaking louder than your goals, take a breath and remind yourself, I've done hard things before. I can do this too. Discipline doesn't erase resistance. It teaches you how to move through it. Chapter 6. The Power of Routine. There's peace in predictability. When your life has rhythm, your mind has rest. Routine isn't boring. It's a foundation. It gives shape to your days, so your energy isn't wasted deciding what to do next. Wake up at the same time. Move your body. Drink water. Journal. Reflect small things, repeated daily, become sacred. The goal isn't perfection, it's alignment. A routine helps you stay in sync with what matters. And when life gets chaotic, your routine becomes your anchor. It reminds you who you are and what you stand for. The discipline of routine is really the art of peace. It's how you stop reacting and start living intentionally. Consistency is the language of self-respect. Chapter 7. Embrace the struggle. We live in a world obsessed with comfort, instant answers, instant pleasure, instant validation. But comfort is a slow poison. It dulls the edge that keeps you alive. Struggle, on the other hand, wakes you up. It makes you alert, aware, alive. When things get difficult, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Every challenge holds a lesson wrapped in discomfort. Every setback carries wisdom disguised as pain. You don't grow in ease. You grow when life stretches you. The gym hurts before it heals. The lesson stings before it makes sense. Embrace the struggle, not as something to survive, but as something that sculpts you. Discipline is choosing growth over comfort, again and again. Chapter 8. Self-Respect Through Discipline. There's a special kind of pride that comes from keeping your word to yourself. It's quiet, deep, lasting. Every time you do what you said you'd do, even when no one knows, you build trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of self-worth. Think about how you feel when someone breaks a promise to you. Now imagine what happens when you break promises to yourself. Day after day, excuse after excuse. That's why discipline matters. It's not about being strict. It's about showing yourself that your words still mean something. Start small. Keep one promise today, just one. Maybe it's to drink more water. Maybe it's to finish that small task you've been putting off. Then keep another tomorrow, and another the next day. Soon, discipline will stop feeling like restriction. It'll feel like respect. Discipline isn't about control, it's about self-love expressed through action. Chapter 9. When you feel like quitting. You will want to quit. That's not weakness. That's being human. The mind gets tired, the body gets weary, and sometimes the results you expect don't show up fast enough. When that happens, pause. Don't quit. Pause. Rest is not failure. Rest is part of the rhythm. Take a step back. Breathe. Remember why you started. Then, when you're ready, take one small step forward. That's how momentum is rebuilt, not in leaps, but in inches. Discipline isn't the absence of exhaustion. It's the ability to move gently through it. Even a slow step forward is still a step forward. You don't need to be perfect to keep going. You just need to be willing. Chapter 10. When you feel like quitting, there will come a point when you're tired, when your mind whispers, maybe it's not worth it. That's the moment that tests what you're truly made of. See, discipline isn't about always wanting to keep going. It's about continuing even when you don't. It's that quiet voice inside that says, I didn't come this far just to stop here. When fatigue sets in, pause, but don't quit. Take a breath, step back. Sometimes the most disciplined thing you can do is rest and return stronger. Not all battles are won through constant movement. Some are won through patience and presence. When you feel like quitting, remember, you're not tired of the goal, you're tired of the grind. And that's okay, because everything worth having will test your endurance. The gym hurts, the hustle drains you, the discipline feels heavy. But quitting? That carries a weight you'll never drop. When you stay the course, even slowly, you build something invisible, resilience. That invisible layer becomes your strength. So when the next challenge arrives, you don't break as easily. You bend, but you stay grounded. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember who you're becoming. And remind yourself, this is where most people stop. But I am not most people. Chapter 11. The Disciplined Mindset. The disciplined mind isn't built overnight. It's shaped through repetition, reflection, and resilience. It's not about control, it's about clarity. A disciplined mind doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it?" It asks, "What needs to be done?" It treats every day as an opportunity to get a little better, not to be perfect, but to stay consistent. You see, motivation fades, but discipline becomes part of your identity. When you tie your self-worth to your effort, not your results, you free yourself from the noise of perfection. The disciplined mind respects time. It honors promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. And it learns that mastery is found in simplicity. One small habit, repeated, daily. A disciplined person doesn't chase intensity, they chase stability. Because true success isn't found in bursts of energy, it's found in the rhythm of showing up. And when things fall apart, discipline says, let's rebuild. Let's realign. That's power. That's peace. That's freedom. Chapter 12. Building unstoppable momentum. Momentum doesn't happen in one big push. It happens quietly, behind the scenes. In the moments you think don't matter. Every time you choose progress over comfort, you feed momentum. Every time you say no to distractions, you strengthen it. Every small win compounds. Every day adds weight to your purpose. The trick is to keep the rhythm going, even when it's slow, because a small step forward still keeps you in motion, and once you're in motion, it's easier to stay there. Start your mornings with intention. End your nights with gratitude. Track your small victories. They're the fuel for your next step. Momentum is fragile at first. It wobbles, hesitates, and sometimes falls apart. But once it stabilizes, it becomes unstoppable. Don't rush it. Nurture it. Because when you nurture momentum, it carries you when motivation runs dry. Chapter 13. No excuses, just discipline. Excuses are stories we tell to make peace with inaction. They sound logical, even comforting, but they steal potential silently. There will always be a reason not to act. Too tired, too late, too busy, too uncertain. But every excuse has a counter-truth. Too tired? Then rest smarter. Too late? Then start now. Too busy? Then manage what truly matters. Discipline isn't cruel. It's compassionate, because it demands that you stop settling for less than what you can be. No excuses doesn't mean perfection. It means ownership. It means saying, I may not control everything, but I control my effort. And that's where your freedom begins. Freedom to grow. Freedom to try again. Freedom to become someone you respect. When you choose discipline over excuses, you rewrite your story. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. So stand firm in this truth. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need consistent decisions. Chapter 14. The Manifesto of Ownership. You are the architect of your reality. Every choice builds a wall or opens a door. Every habit shapes the future version of you. Ownership means you stop blaming. It means you stop waiting for someone to save you, because no one's coming. It's just you, and that's enough. Discipline gives you back control. It turns chaos into clarity. It transforms fear into focus. When you take ownership, you stop saying, I have to. You start saying, I get to. And that shift changes everything. Own your mornings, own your mindset, own your mistakes, own your growth. That's how you build a life you're proud of. There's no finish line in discipline, no applause at the end. Just quiet peace in knowing you gave your best. As you listen to this, remember, every time you choose discipline, you honor your future self. You're not chasing perfection, you're practicing alignment. You're training your spirit to stay true even when it's hard. Discipline is love in action, it's self-respect in motion, and it's the most reliable path to peace. So tomorrow, when the alarm rings, don't think. Just rise. When doubt whispers, don't argue.